Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy G Waters back again with another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the SpeedyBee F7 V3 stack. I got this stack a little while ago. I have two of them actually. But I have also have a few of the F4 stacks from SpeedyBee, also the V3s, and they have so far have not done me wrong. So I went ahead and got a couple V3 F7s, and hopefully they'll do me just as good as the other ones did, basically. So my plans for this one's gonna be I'm building a new S6 build. 6S build, sorry, and I'm gonna actually pair it with the 03, the DJI 03 air unit, and hopefully with the frame I'm getting, which I did order the Apex DC, I believe it is the Apex frame, where it's the dead cat design. So hopefully I won't get the frame, the props and frame. So basically I'll be able to X out the GoPro. At least that's the hope. So, but we'll see. But anyway, let's crack this thing open. So, and I've already opened it before anybody starts saying, oh, this is not even new, it's new. I just opened it earlier. But in any case, what's in the box here? So since we are not getting traditional manuals anymore, which is a good thing, I'll save the environment and all, we'll get this one little card with the QR code on it. It has the manual, also has the link, I guess it's a link to download the app, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So toss that to the side, and let's take these out and just check out what's in the box. In the box is just standard stuff that comes with a stack. You have your pigtail, of course, and then you have your assortment of cables. These are all four. It's a couple 4-pin connectors in there, a couple 6, and these, like this one, looks like one of those. Looks like ones to connect the ESC with the flight controller, and maybe this may be DJI or something like that. But the thing is that I did notice, and here's some more. What I did notice about the F7 stack, it actually comes with all these connectors, which the F4 didn't. It just came with the connector for DJI. So that's one thing I did like about the F7, because I do like to use plugs. I do not care for soldering. I solder as little as possible because I'm not great at it. Not terrible. I'm probably not the worst, but I'm definitely not the greatest. So if I can X out that point of, I think it's a point of failure, unless you're a very good person when it comes to soldering, which I'm not. It's just another point of failure to me. So, and I actually have had solder joints come apart on me. So if I'm gonna embarrass myself a little bit, but yeah, that's happened to me. Well, it only happened to me a couple times, but in any case, it has happened. But I've never had one of these plugs back out on me, so I can say that. But in any case, let's put all this stuff away. I think you guys understand that part. And let's check out the actual stack. And for the money, I think SpeedyBee make the best stacks in the business for the money, because I've paid about $112 on sale for these, so I end up buying two. They're only about $120. 120 I do believe regularly, which isn't bad, because I've spent almost $180 on this this stack that I have a Zeus stack, and I spent almost $180 on that, and it doesn't have anywhere near the features that the SpeedyBee stacks have. My F4 has more features than that Zeus stack. So I mean, I guess if you look at it that way. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is a good buy for me. And I'm so far for the foreseeable future, I will be buying more of them. So I mean, for any future builds I have, I definitely will be including those. But let's check out some specs. Let's check out some specs on this thing. It's a few. So what I want to look at is just a few specs on that the literature says. So basically it's BL Heli 32 50 amp 4-in-1 ESC, and like we just talked about, it supports Bluetooth. It has its own app, which I think is great, because when you're out on the field, you just pull your phone out and make small adjustments, which to me is one of the best reason, you know, the best things about it, and it's one of the biggest reasons for buying this stack. And it also supports wireless firmware flashing, wireless black box downloads, and that's another thing also. On the F4 version, you use the SD card for your black box, which isn't a big deal. I don't have a problem with that. But with this one, it actually has, I think, 500 megabytes of storage for black box. I'm not sure. I'd have to dig into that again, but I think it's 500. And it also, this stack also supports 3 to 6S, of course. And I will be building my Apex build will be a 6S build. It's a 30.5 or 35.5 mounting, and it only weighs about less than 30 grams. And for those of you who like that super low slam look, which I think it looks pretty cool too, you may be interested in this. This is about 16.1 millimeters high. So you take that in consideration when you building your slam builds, I guess. And also, like I said, it comes with all the plugs that you would need. It may receiver, GPS, DJI unit, analog unit. It comes with every plug imaginable. And we also have in the hardware included, we have our stack screws, we have some gummies, we also have a 1500 capacitor with it's 35 volt. And so basically here it shows where you can actually solder your flight stack to the you can solder flight stack together, your ESC and flight controller, which I personally don't know why you would do that, but they actually have that option. So on the flip side of the flight controller, you have a solder pad for every one of those plugs. And you can also, you know, as traditional, you can just plug them together, which is what I will be doing definitely. Then you have your solder pads with you have your solder pad for FPV cam, your analog camera, your receiver. You have your UARTs for that. And also, and what's nice about this too is, and I'm not sure if most flight stacks have this, but you know, flight controllers, I'm not sure. I've never noticed it, but you have your pads to solder a second 4-in-1 ESC, so you can use it on a hectocopter, because it does support up to 8 rotors, which is cool. And then we have the barometer, which I love because I'm only 5 months pretty much into FPV, and one of my biggest problems is throttle control. So I've been out there working really hard on that, trying to get my throttle in check, and having a numerical representation of my altitude in my goggles helps out a lot, because as a beginner it's hard to get that perspective. You know, it's hard to know where you are in space until you develop that skill, which I'm getting there. But for the meantime, having that numerical representation of my altitude helps me tremendously. And then so we also have, next to that would be our USB-C port. Then we have a Bluetooth antenna, which will, I said earlier, it has Bluetooth. And we also have our Bluetooth indicators. If you interested in this stack, then you can check out what those indicators mean. And we also have a Bluetooth chip on there. Obviously, we have also an external buzzer, which standard. But I know a lot of people just use the motors as a buzzer. I personally I put external buzzers on all of my quads, because I use the ones with the that has their own battery. So that way, if I chop a cable or a lead for my batteries, or just get ejected, or something happens where I run out of power for some reason or another, my buzzer it'll still sound off. So I use that every time. It's like I said, as a beginner, you kind of lose perspective out there in the goggles, and you get kind of turned around sometimes. So if you manage to go down, at least that's there to help you out if you need it. So next to those pads, we have our VTX pads, which supports analog and DJI. And also we have this, I meant to research this, but I'm not sure what the Betaflight LEDs are for. LED is for. I'm not 100% sure about that. So next to that, we have our, maybe one of you can tell me, let me know, drop it in the comments and educate me on that. And so next to that, we have our GPS and compass pads, and we have our boot button, which is pretty much opposite side of the USB-C port. And then we have our, this is what I think is one of the coolest things about this flight controller. It actually has LED indicators on the flight controller, so at a glance you can see approximately how much power is in your LiPo, pretty much. So to me, that's pretty cool. I mean, I know you can see it in the goggles, but sometimes if you're on the bench and you're powered up on the bench for whatever reason, and of course my phone goes off, but in any case, in case you're powered up on the bench for whatever reason, you can just look down and see what the status of the LiPo. I always thought that was pretty cool. And also on the flip side of this, of the flight controller, like I said, you have all of the corresponding plugs. So if you want to plug in or you want to solder, you have both options, which is cool for those of you who wants to solder. I'm not one of those people, but hey, I don't judge. But also, this is a diagram showing in the instructions showing where you solder each module, and you can also plug it up correspondingly. So so in any case, that's just a little bit about it. So if you want to know more about it, obviously you can go to their site, check it out. But I recommend the SpeedyBee stacks because they're pretty cheap, and knowing how much this stuff's starting to cost, it's the prices are gone up, and it's from my understanding, you used to be able to build a quad for $100 to $200. Now it's $300 and up to build a quad. So to see somebody actually offer something that's a decent price, I would always recommend and support that. You get decent quality, good quality for a good price. That's always a winner in my book. So I'll be using them until they give me a reason not to, basically. So you know, so like I said in the beginning, I will be pairing it with the O3 air unit on my up and coming 6S Apex build, and I definitely will be posting a video about that build. Right now I'm waiting on motors. I got Zine 2s coming. They're 1855 kV 2207s, and since I've been running 4S all this time, like all of my quads are 4S, you know, this one's 4S. That's my SpeedyBee, and this is my beater, my basher I call it. And if you can see that, and if you see, it has a F4 SpeedyBee stack in there. And so I bashed this thing around just trying to learn. So this thing has been crashed more times than I can count, but if you notice, it's still in good shape, one piece, and it's a unibody frame. So that if I break something, that's just it. So I'd have to get a whole new frame, you know, and everything. And it's filthy right now because I've actually been out kind of bashing today, and I haven't gotten a chance to wipe it down. But yeah, this thing's like a little tank. I mean, I changed props on it and that's it. I have these older style DYS motors. They're 2700 kVs. Yeah, so, and you know, they work. I don't know how long they're going to keep working because I hear they're a little bit unreliable, but so far they've been working for me. And you know, I'm running ELRS, and this one has the Cadix Vista in it. I run Cadix Vistas on, and actually that might be the Run Cam Link, but same thing. I've been pretty much running Vistas. I've not really run analog before. I've always run digital because, like I said, I'm new to this and I need every advantage possible, and it's just distracting to me to, you know, I've always said that analog's distracting. Now I have analog. This is my Tiny Hawk Freestyle 2. I've been working on it. I actually installed ELRS on it and I changed the pigtail on it. And this thing, I loved it. I used to fly this thing every day, and I used it in conjunction with the simulator to learn how to fly. I mean, I remember a time I couldn't even keep this thing in the air for more than a couple of seconds. So you know, I've learned a lot from it, and you know, I ran it with the Run Cam thumb. And this thing also takes a beating too, but for whatever reason, I don't know why, my receiver just stopped working. It's the SPI onboard receiver, so that's why I end up upgrading to ELRS. But for whatever reason last night, I think I didn't wrap something good, or I didn't shrink wrap my receiver properly and put it in the wrong place. But as soon as I plugged the smoke stopper to it, it was fine. But I took the plate off again and put it back on for whatever, trying to get the receiver to fit better in there. And that last time I didn't plug the smoke stopper in, so plug the LiPo in and smoke. So yeah, so that happened. So I don't know. I don't even know if I'm actually gonna rebuild this thing or what. Not sure. I've been wanting to build a nice 3-inch, you know, and try to keep it sub 250, and you know, 4S build or something, and see if I can make that happen. But I'll try it and see. But I don't think I'll be. I think this has ran its course. But in any case, thanks for watching. You have anything to add, please drop it in the comments, and subscribe. I mean, I'm trying to get my subscribers up, so you know, I'm not a rich YouTuber, so I buy all my stuff with my own money, out of my own pocket. So everything I'm bringing to you, that I bring to you now, is going to be out of my pocket. So you know, I have to buy everything. So I'm not one of those YouTubers that has everything given to them month before it comes out. I wish I were that type of person, but I'm not. Even then, I would still give you my honest opinion no matter what. So just leave a like, comment, subscribe, and just let me know, let me know what you think about this. If you have one or if you're thinking about getting it, just let me know. Any case, till the next time, peace.